Today we're going to play through the college football career of Bruce Drop-'em-off. We're going to add Bruce to the Georgia Bulldogs and see if he can dominate college football at the wide receiver position. We have to win a national championship, go over 2,000 yards receiving, score at least 20 touchdowns, win the Blitnikoff Award, and become a Heisman Trophy winner. Bruce is going to start the season out with the worst drip possible, but as he continues to dominate college football on a game-by-game basis, we're going to slowly but surely add more accessories until he has the best on-field drip in the country. First game of the season, we got Clemson, and Bruce's shoulder pads are absolutely huge. Starting off this first half great, going up top, making his catch through contact but falling just short of the touchdown. Under a minute left in the first half, Bruce goes up top in traffic with his left hand, makes an insane catch, and he comes down with the completion. We blow past this corner, the safety isn't there in time to help, and we dive into the end zone for a touchdown. Later in the third quarter, we break the Georgia school record for the most receiving yards in a single game. This game is already a blowout against Clemson, but I make another catch for a touchdown, putting this game completely away. We celebrate the blowout win midfield against Clemson. We going crazy. Bruce's first college football start couldn't have went any better. 12 catches, 278 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Bruce opens up this game against North Texas on an absolute mission, going up top, making a crazy catch on this DB's head. First and 10, Stinson finds Bruce wide open. He breaks the tackle, but then gets clapped into the end zone for the touchdown. Surprisingly, down 4 here in the third quarter, Bruce takes his hand off on the jet sweep and powers his way into the end zone to take the lead. And throughout this game, Bruce continues to display his dominance, going up top, making another crazy head topping catch. Bruce receives player of the game honors, even though this was a very close win against a terrible team. LSU was up 2 scores, but you know Bruce gonna come through in the clutch, and he's gonna make this a 7-point game with this touchdown. Again, down 2 scores, but you know who they gonna call on. Bruce makes a crazy adjustment to make this catch. Now a 7-point game here in the third quarter. Honestly, this safety was in a lose-lose situation no matter who he decided to pick up on. Game here in the fourth, but look at the way he put the brakes on this DB, completely stopped in his tracks, sent him flying, picking up 20+ yards. And with that catch, Bruce breaks a record he set the first game of the season just a few games later. The Dogs are already up a score, but to add insult to injury, Bruce picks up another touchdown, making this his 3rd of the game. He already has 3, why not make it 4? He goes up top, mosses this DB, and falls into the end zone for a tub. And with that catch, he breaks another Georgia school record with 16 receptions in the game, the old record being 15. 16 catches, 293 yards, 4 touchdowns. They needed all of that today against LSU. Taking a look at Bruce's drip, we completely decked him out with accessories, sleeves, spat, gloves, the whole 9. He earned it. Bruce opened up this game against Tennessee on straight business. He made this crazy catch in traffic. Don't get me wrong, Bruce is fast, but he lacks super elite speed. If he had it, he would have broke this one off for a touchdown easy. And here on 1st and 10, he runs past the entire secondary, picking up 38 yards on this play. 3rd and 9, this game is pretty much a blowout so far, but that won't stop Bruce from making crazy plays, high pointing this ball, coming down with this amazing catch. This Tennessee defense stood no chance from start to finish, and they just continue to dominate this game. But somehow with all that dominance, Tennessee still manages to make this a 10-point game when it's all said and done. A boatload of yards on the day, but only 1 touchdown. The entire offense was firing on all cylinders today, I cannot lie. Rain game at home against Missouri, and do I need to say anything after that catch? No, I don't. That was crazy. Under a minute left in the first quarter, 1st and 10, Bruce takes off upfield, making this catch, picking up 41 yards on the play. Down 3 points to Mizzou, my boy Bruce takes off upfield, picking up 46 yards with this big catch. 1st and 10, Bruce takes off upfield. He has an easy walk-in touchdown, but he lacks that elite speed, and he gets tripped up just yards away from the end zone. 2nd and 10, the Dogs need to up this score going into the 4th quarter to have control, and that's exactly what they do with Bruce making this catch for a touchdown. The Dogs take the win against Missouri at home, advancing to 5-1 on the season. This makes the 3rd game in a row where Bruce falls short of 300 yards in a single game. On the road against Vandy, and this separation he created on this route is absolutely insane. Back in the red zone, and Bruce absolutely destroys this DB at the line, picking up another touchdown. And with that touchdown, Bruce breaks the single season touchdown record here at Georgia. This entire game, he's been an absolute monster in the red zone, picking up a much needed touchdown here in the clutch. Here in overtime and back in the red zone, Bruce has been an absolute dog in short field situations today. The Dogs walk out with the win in this hard-fought game against Vandy, and the coaches shake hands midfield. Player of the game honors go to Bruce with 4 clutch touchdowns on the day. We got the Florida-Georgia game here, and Bruce starts this game off going crazy, breaking tackles, walking into the end zone for a crazy touchdown. The Dogs are down 2 scores, but Bruce turns that into 1, picking up this short distance touchdown. At this point, we're just going to label Bruce a short distance specialist down here in the red zone. He is is unstoppable. Bruce and the guys pull off the win against Florida, and the fans are in the stands going berserk. A very close 3-point win here over the Gators, and the Dogs continue to dominate the SEC. Bruce opens up this game the only way he knows how, snagging his ball over this corner, picking up 50+ yards on this play. And here on 1st and goal, Bruce advances their lead with a touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, making it a 10-point game. Not gonna lie, this is one of the best routes I've seen Bruce run the entire season, taking off upfield, putting on the brakes, and diving into the end zone for a touchdown. After a much expected income, players from FCS East and the Dogs shake hands midfield. And of course, after a dominating performance, Bruce is awarded player of the game. Down here in the red zone against Auburn, you know Bruce is gonna get into the end zone. It's just inevitable at this point. It's gonna happen. Bruce has made some insane catches this season, but this one over 2 defenders, this one takes the cake by far. Here in overtime, the Dogs need Bruce to step up more than ever. He goes off script with this route, but it works out in their favor, picking up a touchdown. And he continues to dominate, breaking another Georgia school record with the most receiving yards in the season. And it just seems every time they need him to step up, every time they call his number, he's there to make the play every time. This route here on 2nd and 7 was completely off script, but he absolutely destroys this DB. This Auburn secondary is cooked bacon, and the Dogs barely edge out Auburn. You know who's player of the game after yet another dominating performance. Even though he was supposed to take this route outside, it was a hole in his defense he just couldn't ignore. And Bruce just continues to exploit these holes in the defense, taking off upfield, picking up another touchdown. Bro, this move he put on this DB halfway through this route was filthy. He had him turn around, leaning backwards as he catches his 3rd touchdown of the game. With the way Bruce is dominating this season, without a doubt, he is most definitely the Heisman frontrunner by far. And the record-breaking frenzy continues. He breaks the NCAA record for most receiving touchdowns in a season. And to put the cherry on top of a game that's already historically great, Bruce adds another touchdown to the stat sheet. Bro, 10 catches, a $185, and 6 touchdowns. You're literally witnessing history. For some reason, every first catch of every game, Bruce just shows out. He goes crazy with a one-handed catch right here. Pretty pointless if you ask me. Bruce does a great job running this route. He caught this Georgia Tech defense by surprise, but the lack of elite speed keeps him out of the end zone once again. Stetson Bennett had all day to get rid of this ball, and of course, he finds his #1 target in the end zone for another touchdown. And here on 3rd and 12, I'm honestly just left speechless. Completely tosses one defender and just outruns the rest. Like, what? Another Georgia school record is broken. The most touchdowns in a career. He has done it in one season. Top ball game here late in the 4th quarter. The Dogs need a big play, and you know that boy gonna come through every time. At this point, getting number 24 off the field, he's a disgrace to DBs across the nation, getting absolutely fried. 7 catches, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns. An absolute clinic was put on by my boy today. Currently, Bruce is number 2 in the Heisman race, but with one more game to play, he could easily make himself number 1. But aside for the Heisman, right now he's number 1 in the race for the Maxwell Award. He's also number 1 for the Walter Camp Award as well. And he also leads number 1 for the Biletnikoff Award, which goes to the best receiver in the country. SEC championship game against Alabama, and if we win this game, we could possibly squeeze into a national championship. The Bulldogs can't miss a beat today. They have to be on point in order to win this game, and Bruce has to make big plays all day. 1st and 10, Bruce does an amazing job selling his route inside, breaking it back off, making a nice catch over his shoulder. 1st and 10, he shreds this DB at the line. He takes off towards the end zone, picking up a much needed touchdown here late in the 3rd quarter. But even with all the effort, we fall short to Alabama, losing this game, and Bryce Young is celebrating his win midfield. Bruce and the Bulldogs had to stand by and watch Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide hold that SEC championship trophy high. Bruce balled out, put up record-breaking numbers all season. The Bulldogs as a whole fell short of their ultimate goal to win a national championship, and he didn't win the Heisman.